What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on Listen Damn It. I know I haven't been on here for quite some time, but I'm back now. I think it's been over a month now that I haven't posted a new episode, but it is what it is. There's been quite a few things that has happened since, about a month and a half ago. And which I'll share, little by little once I continue posting up more episodes. But yeah, there's just quite a few things that have been happening, just life in general, and yeah. So I'm back for another episode, and I'm very, very excited to go ahead and continue posting every week again. And what I wanted to talk about today was something that has actually happened recently. And by recently, I mean like about 2 weeks ago. And it would have to do with quitting a job. So I've had quite a few. I was actually, the other day, I was just thinking about all the previous jobs I've had up to this point. And I've had like about 10 jobs in 10 different places. And I was like, wow, it's been quite a few. I thought it was a lot less, but yeah, it's been quite a few, especially after the pandemic. I didn't go back to my previous job where I was first furloughed, which was working for a hotel, because the position wasn't open as of that time, and so I wasn't able to go back. So I had to kind of find, other ways to get paid, to get money, because of the fact that, unemployment only was just available for a certain amount of time, and they were also lowering how much they were giving to people. So I was like, yeah, it's time to go back to work. So when places were hiring again and people were able to go out and work, I had, like, I would say I had 3 jobs that I didn't get to stay in for, I don't think, longer than 3 months. And so I had to hop around, job to job, just because in one place I wasn't really happy with. The other place, in the first job that I went back to, not that I went back to, but the first job that I got when I came back when we came back from this whole pandemic, it paid fine. It was okay, but I found a different job that was gonna pay me more. And like, anybody can tell you, whoever knows me, and any friends and close family, like, they would tell you that I'm all about, basically, where the money goes, I'm going. So wherever I know I can make more, that's where I'm pretty much going. I always try to be like, if it's something new, different, outside of what I normally have been or my experience before, I don't care to learn something new. I'll go ahead and do it. It might take me some time to get adjusted to the new job, and I'll be learning a few things, but I'm doing it. Like, I'm that person that I'm always like, I need, especially now that I'm older, I'm more like, I'm very much a single person, so I have to pretty much fend for myself. I have to go ahead and make my money, pay my bills, and I have some goals for the future, which obviously everything is pretty much costing money and credit, and which is, adult life. But yeah, going back to it, I had found another job where I was gonna get paid. It was like $1 more. And in that second job, I didn't like it. I was like, no, I can't be here. Like, this is just crazy. There was just really a big lack of employees, of staff, I should say. And yeah, it wasn't really working out. And I was like in charge of that front desk at that moment. Um, it was for a residential building, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. This is not for me. And I I pretty much, after working so many years at a front desk, I worked like pretty much 7 years at in a front desk for different hotels. For doing that for so long, I'm already like, screw that. I'm retiring from that. I did that for a long time now. I'm like, I paid my dues with that. That is it. I'm never going back to working like as a front desk agent for any sort of company. Like, that's not, I just refuse that. So even though I was a like kind of like a supervisor or manager for the front desk for a residential building. Everything weighed on me, as far as, not having like front desk people to work. And like, there was the red flag when I took that job right away, was that as soon as I got hired, I don't even think it was a day or so after getting hired that I got a phone call, literally like at 3 or 4 a.m. to see if I can go in to work that day, and to start pretty much my whole training for that front desk. And I obviously was sleeping. I was not awake at that time. So and I was told to go on a certain day. I think it was like a Monday, in the morning. I don't know. I think it was like probably like 7 or 8 a.m. And to meet the person who was in charge of the front desk at the time. And she was getting promoted, so they needed somebody to replace her position. So that's why they hired me for it. And that was the biggest red flag that could have happened, that I was just like, damn, I made a mistake with applying here for sure. And even though it wasn't a front desk position like for a hotel, it was a front desk for a residential building. And yes, it's very different. You're not checking people in because there are people that live in that building, but it's just not for me anymore. From having that job made me realize that I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm not taking any more front desk work. So after that, I went back to working in a hotel, which is what I've been doing for a very long time. And I was able to find a position for a reservation agent for a hotel in South Beach. And I was there, and it was great. Like, I honestly, the job was different than what I've been doing before, because my last job before COVID was I was a sales coordinator, and I only had that position for about like a month or two, like a little bit over a month. I don't know exactly how long, but it was a little bit over a month. And then the pandemic hit, and I was furloughed, so obviously it was pretty much laid off. Like, I wasn't working anymore. And before going into the role of sales coordinator, I was a front desk agent. So I had already been, I had started making moves of like growing. So, and I wanted to continue that. So yeah, and then I went and got hired for reservation agent, which I've only worked in hotels that work with the same hotel system. So I got hired, very easily for that, because I knew the system. I was very much aware and had experience in hospitality. So I got the position, and my manager, he he was good. Like, he's a super smart guy. And he really knows his stuff. He has a little bit like of this kind of like I don't know. If you don't know him that well, you would think that he's like a douchebag a bit. Um, and he can have like this dry personality, but it's just like you just need to get to know him and pretty much know like his personality. So luckily, with him I got along great. And he gave me like direct instructions, and I knew how to like take it in and work off of. And yeah, so it was going great, and I loved the people that I was working with as well. And then after that already became my third job after the pandemic. And then after that, I was there for about pretty much like 3 months too. And then I get a call from someone who's a friend of mine. I actually was at her wedding not too long ago. Giselle, I'm shouting you out just in case you listen to this episode. I get a call from Giselle, who informs me that the hotel that I was working in before, where I was furloughed, where I was sales coordinator for just a short amount of time, she was going back to it. And she was going back to it as a director of sales. And I was like, that is awesome. That is great. I'm glad for you. I'm thinking here that she's texting me like, or call, that she's contacting me for like to see how I was doing, to catch up, to hang out, and see how everything has been for us. But it was to let me know that she was pretty much needing someone that she can trust to be part of her sales team, and that they were hiring again for a sales slash reservations coordinator. And I was like, and she was like, are you interested? Like, I'm gonna find out how much they're gonna get paid and all that, how much you're gonna get paid, sorry. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm interested. I was a little on the fence because I was getting accustomed to working at the other hotel as a reservation agent, but I was getting paid a little less, and it was a bit far from my house, which is a drag for me. I'm like, I hate having to always, because the highway here, I live in Miami. If you're first tuning in, but I live in Miami. Miami has crazy traffic. And yeah, and it was just so far away, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna take it, because besides the fact that I'm getting paid more and it's closer to my house, like, how can I refuse this? So yeah, she let me know, and I went back, and I was working there for a little over a year now. I was working with Giselle, who was my boss, and then turned out they didn't like working in that hotel where we were working at wasn't really working out as great. Quite a few things were happening, and it just wasn't for us anymore. So she had left. The other friend who was working at the hotel too, as in accounting, had left, and I stayed a little longer because I wasn't able to find anything right away, any other job. So I had to stay there, but it was a struggle a bit, being alone in the sales office. I definitely learned things a lot quicker, just by being alone and catching up on things, which was great too, because it just really opened my eyes to like everything that I didn't know. I am now knowing by like forcefully, pretty much, because I'm pretty much thrown into this again, or thrown into this, I should say. And yeah, but I decided to leave, and an opportunity came about for a different job outside of hotels, and I was like, yes, this is awesome. This was the opportunity that I've been waiting for, to leave this property, because I wasn't happy with working there anymore. So then I and this is where quitting comes into place, because I've quit quite a few jobs before. Normally I have given my 2 weeks, like, like, honestly, yes, you should give your 2 weeks. It's a proper way of leaving. Um, and you want to leave kind of like with pretty much having open doors, um, in that job that you were working in. Unfortunately for me, this my previous job, where I was working at as in sales, I couldn't give 2 weeks. I could only give 1 week because my other job, my new job, new employer basically needed me to work as soon as possible. So I was only able to give 1 week, and that was a huge that was a huge, like, pretty much issue that my boss had, um, who's our general manager at the hotel. I had to let him know that I can only give 1 week, and he was just pissed, like he was not having it. Cause, and I understood his frustration. I understood that it's not really a proper way to leave, but at the same time, I'm like, man, it is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. Because honestly, if the other job that I got hired for need me right away, I even spoke to them to see if I can give 2 weeks. Unfortunately, that is not possible with them. You think I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm sorry, but I need to give my 2 weeks. You're gonna have to wait, like, because this, like, other hotel. My voice is always cracking every time I'm on. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Whatever. You think I'm really gonna be like, you need to wait, I need to give it my 2 weeks? So because at the job where I'm pretty much quitting from, pretty much need me still. No, I'm not doing that. Like, if they're giving me an opportunity, they're letting me know, and they need me right away, of course I'm gonna freaking take it. Like, it is what it is. I know it's not the proper way of doing it, but unfortunately, like, it is what it is. That's my thing. Like, and that's kind of what I told my boss too. I was like, look, I'm sorry about this, but they need me right away. I let him know that I did try to give my 2 weeks. Unfortunately, that's not possible. But he was mad. He was furious. But I was like, look, I've been a good ass employee for a long time working here, because I've been with that hotel since the hotel opened until I was furloughed when COVID hit, and then I came back and I continued working there. So, I've been a really good, loyal person, or employee, I should say, to that company, to that hotel. So just because I only give that 1 week, yes, there's nobody else in sales, but we got management going on. They have like 10 freaking salespeople going on. I'm pretty sure somebody can cover for a good week, while the new people that are coming in get situated and all of that. So unfortunately, like, that, it is what it is. I was like, in my part, I'm gonna make sure everything that I'm able to go ahead and finish. I'm gonna make sure I leave you with all the everything that I have access to, and I'm gonna go ahead, if there's anything pending, I'm gonna email you and let you know. Like, I was just making it super smooth, easy, for my last week working there, and that's the only thing I could do. But yeah, unfortunately those things happen, and yes, if you give a week, it's normally the good thing to do is give 2 weeks, but if you can only give a week, it is what it is. If they want to judge me for it, if they feel like I'm like less like a horrible employee, just for that 1 week, I mean, they can think whatever they want. I don't think bad of them. I still hope the best for everyone working there and the hotel itself, because it hasn't been doing that great. So I do wish them the best, and I hope that later on it does get to grow and do more and just good things for it. But if they feel like I'm not an employee that's worth it, that pretty much they want to judge me for that, given that 1 week, then it is what it is. I can't control that. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion about it and all that, but unfortunately it is what it is. I did as much as I could, and yeah, like I did feel bad about it at first, but at the same time I was kind of like, I did want to get the fuck out of there, because I'm telling you, I was just feeling very stressed every time I'll be going, and I kept being promised, or being told that that everybody's happy with what I'm doing with my work, and that they're thinking about pretty much raising my position and pay, but there was no talk about when it was going to happen, or nothing, and the property wasn't, like I said, wasn't doing that great, so I was going to have to wait for that. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to continue busting my ass for this place and continue getting stressed out and doing more of what my job entails and not getting compensated for it. And it just showed me when I resigned and gave my 1 week, how pissed he was, and did he even try to keep me also, did he even ask how much I'm getting paid, if they can go a little bit, if they can go ahead and match it, or pretty much get or pretty much sorry, or pretty much raise my pay to keep me there. There was no such thing. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, this means it's time for me to go. And I'm glad I did, because I do like my new job now, and I like the people who I work with. And it's remote, and it's a job that I need to stay in contact with my coworkers. And it's great. They got funny ass personalities, and they're just really great. They're amazing, and they work with me. They're patient with me, because they know that since this is very much new for me, that they know that pretty much they've been taking it step by step, which I'm really grateful for. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you gotta quit for a better opportunity that's hitting, you're not gonna wait or make them wait for you. You just gotta take it. You know what I mean? So but this was my first time that's ever happened to me. I've usually left because like I said, I've had 10 jobs before, so all my previous jobs I did leave 2 weeks. I never left in a day or left anybody high and dry. I usually have left 2 weeks, but this was a different situation. But it is what it is, and I had to continue doing what's best for me. So, but yeah, that was one of the things that's happened. This happened literally 2 weeks ago, because I'm in my 2-week training, and yeah, but I'm excited of what's to come and where I'm working at now. I'm really liking I really like the place where I'm working at. I really like the people, and even though it's something new that I'm not familiar with, but little by little, over time, I'm gonna pretty much become an expert on it. So I have faith in myself for sure. But yeah, this was I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because I felt strongly about it, about when you quit and you resign, and how long, normally, yes, within the 2 weeks you should be giving your resignation and all that. But yeah, that was something that happened to me as of recently, and I just wanted to give my input and pretty much say what my experience of what had happened. But yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode. It's gonna be a different topic. I'm gonna try my best to bring in new people. I've had some friends already, and I've had my sister come on an episode quite a few amount of times, and I also have her too, for sure. That's we like doing this, so but I will have new people on. It's just I need to see who and when it's good enough for them to, be able to, or when they're free to do this, and what topic they would like to talk about. Yeah, there's kind of a few things that I like to do before just jumping into it. So yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode, and I hope you guys have a good week.